Welcome to Roman Museum! I'm Wendy Nicole B. Ferrer, your tourist guide for today. I will be touring you here and will introduce you several Roman philosophers. So, let's go?
Yes. Come on, vámonos.
Guys, first I will be introducing Cicero.
He was born in 106 before Common Era, and their family was a member of Rome's growing middle. He was weak and sickly and not suited to military, so he thought to focus on improving his mind instead. At a young age, he learned and studied Greek in Athens. He was not just a great thinker, but also a great speaker. Cicero's life is an example of that age-old saying, "The pen is mightier than the sword." He destroyed his enemies and protected the Roman Republic with his pen. Cicero climbed the Roman political system with surprising speed. His political career began at age of 31.
Of the people shall be the highest law.
Cicero was exiled because of execution of Roman citizens without trial, but the same Senate brought him back the next year. The Senate hoped Cicero would help deal with Caesar, but he tried to control over him. But his measures were defeated and fled with other senators. Caesar invited to join Cicero for an alliance upon Cicero's return to Rome. Caesar asked for forgiveness and did their best to rebuild the republic together.
Okay guys, let's go to the next philosophy. For the next philosopher, I would like you all to meet Seneca.
Here is Seneca. He is a Stoic philosopher of Roman imperial period. He was born in Cordoba in Hispania. He was taught the usual subjects as part of standard education of high-born Romans and received philosophical training from Attalus, Sotion, and Papirius Fabianus. He suffered from breathing difficulties, probably asthma, and appears to have been struck down with tuberculosis. He was sent to Egypt and was nursed by his aunt through a period of ill health which lasted up to 10 years. His successful career as a senator offended Caligula that he was ordered to commit suicide. He only survived because Caligula was told about his illness and said that he would soon die anyway. Seneca always depicts Caligula as a monster.
I wanted to avoid the impression that all I could do for loyalty was to die.
Seneca's ideas revolved around the concept of living a good life. Can be found in his book On the Shortness of Life, which describes life as a life of tranquility.
Okay, so let's go to the next philosopher. The next philosopher is no other than Plotinus.
Far away in the land of Egypt Lycopolis, Plotinus was born around AD 204. At the young age, his personal and social life has been exhibited at the highest moral and spiritual standard, as well as fond of reading books. At the age of 27, he traveled to Alexandria to study philosophy, where he reads the works of Aristotle and Plato. After listening to Ammonius Saccas, he declared that this man is the man that I am looking for, and decided to study under him. When he was 38 years old, he decided to investigate the perspective of Persian philosopher. He left the Alexandria and joined the Gordian tree as it marched to the Persia, but when it failed, he found himself abandoned in a hostile land. At the age of 40, he came to Rome, when he plans to start with the most remain of his life. Then he began attracting students and taught them for years, like Porphyry, Zetos, Zothicus, and many more. Plotinus said, "Being is desirable because it is identical with beauty, and beauty is love because it is being. We ourselves possess beauty when we are true to our own being. Ugliness is in going over to another order. Knowing ourselves, we are beautiful. In self ignorance, we are ugly." At the age of 66, he died leaving a philosophy which helps many people.
Okay, let us resume to the next philosophy. For the second to the last philosopher, this is Boethius.
Boethius was born on year 480 AD in Rome, Kingdom of Odoacer. His philosophy belongs to the era of medieval period. Anicius Manlius Severinus Boethius came from the family of Anici, who had been Christians for around 100 years. He became an orphan when he was about 7 years old when his father, who became consul in 487, who died soon afterwards. Boethius was brought up in the house of aristocratic family of Quintus Aurelius Memmius Symmachus. In fact, Symmachus himself had been consul in 485, just before Boethius' father. Boethius was extremely well educated, being fluent in Greek and very familiar with the works of the Greek philosophers. Boethius served a term as consul in 510. Education and knowledge were important to Boethius, and he used his talents in writing and translating. His understanding of mathematics was rather limited. He was also the one who made the quadrivium. The quadrivium is the four subjects or arts taught after teaching the trivium. He had previously translated Aristotle's logical works into Latin. He was later on imprisoned. This is where he did the Consolation of Philosophy. There is a higher power, and that all the suffering has higher purpose. The universe is ruled by divine love, and true happiness can be achieved not through power and money, but by turning to otherworldly virtues. Boethius questioned the events that had befallen him. The book he wrote, called The Consolation of Philosophy, was the most influential Latin book of the Middle Ages. In it, he wrestled with profound questions of right and wrong, foreknowledge and time.
Okay guys, we will go to the last Roman philosopher. Okay guys, for the last Roman philosopher, I will be introducing Epictetus.
Epictetus was a slave in his early age. He was born Greek slave. He was lame one leg in childhood. Epictetus was beaten by his slave master that resulted to his broken leg. He came to Rome as a slave of a freed slave named Epaphroditus. Epaphroditus let him study to a Stoic named Musonius Rufus. While studying under Rufus, Epictetus' philosophy was certainly formed. In his teens, he was freed from slavery. At the age of 34, he went to Nicopolis in Greece because Emperor Domitian banished all the philosophers in the city by having the belief that they were threats. Epictetus lived a life of great simplicity. He lived alone for a long time until he adopted a friend, an Apos child, and raised it with the aid of a woman. He continued his teaching and lecturing until he died at the age of around 135.